the fire department from 2 fundraisers we had this summer. Right here up. Fire department here. So we want to give you a check for $1,350.
Oh, nice.
We bought the second defibrillator, so we'll have 2 defibrillators, portable defibrillators at the lake. And in the summer, we're going to house it at the camp next to where you guys put the boat at Sangoa Club. So that if the fire department needs the defibrillator when they come for a call, they won't have to worry about bringing one. We'll have one right there at the lake.
Good deal.
Okay.
That's great.
Yep.
Great.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Yes.
I knew it was coming.
My buddy Walt's not here. Any update on what they're gonna do on the sides of the road, or are we waiting till the October meeting?
Nope. We're waiting for, Seaway should be finished by the end of the month,
Okay.
and then it'll be fixed. The
Oh.
roadsides will be fixed.
Okay, great. Good to know. I'll update everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
I was gonna email you and I said, oh, I'll see you on
So, thank you for that. We appreciate it, and I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you. You just look like you're.
We're turning into a line here.
Right. Well, I have a few questions. On the highway abstract, I see you paid off this last crop payment. Was there no interest on that payment? Because it was not divided out as principal and interest in the payment on the abstract.
Right. That's because they didn't break it down for me, they just told me the total.
So you should have a sheet that shows you what interest in principal is.
Well, we know what it was, but we didn't know what the payout, and I was saying that I was gonna try to get a hold of them so we can do a final breakout before we actually put it through to Jimmy.
Okay. Well, it's on the abstract and it's all being charged principal, so.
What?
It's on the abstract, but all being charged as principal, and some of that must be interest.
Some of it is interest, yes. So, they just didn't break it out for me when I asked them.
That'll have to be a correction, I'm assuming? Will be a correction on that? Sure. Okay. Also, been reading through the minutes last month, and discussion on purchasing many things. And you have $86,000 remaining in CHIPS money, and we have a bridge on Lake Livonia Road that needs desperate attention. And you're paying for a mower. If that mower does not have a 10-year lifespan, you cannot use CHIPS money. So I would be checking with the CHIPS people in Watertown for the state before you purchase that. Second of all, you cannot pay a contract with CHIPS money. You cannot pay $10,000 for CHIPS money for roadside mowing.
Is that what
You cannot use CHIPS money.
Well,
It has to
I thought it was
be
for
for
I
roads
wasn't here.
or
I must
equivalent
have
of
wasn't in
10-year lifespan.
Right, I thought it was, I'll have to check with,
Well, you made a motion
to pay
to
the.
pay the county.
Was that the recreation?
No,
No,
roadside
it wasn't
mowing.
recreation, it was, well, no, it said something that we were gonna open our school for something.
No, it says roadside mowing. And I was wondering why we paid the county.
I was gonna say, I don't think it was mowing.
Oh, this is the mulch,
Oh, it's mulch, not mowers.
If you use the typo, it should say mulch, not mowers.
For White Hill.
and it's not the mulch that you think it is either. I had asked that question myself when I saw that bill. It's,
So you might want to correct that before.
Yep.
Yep, definitely.
And that, the mower that you're thinking of buying, you want to make sure that that is a piece of equipment you can use CHIPS money for. Because there's only certain pieces of equipment you can use CHIPS money for.
Oh, is that?
yeah, but one step farther though is, did we pay for the last mower with chip money that's only 8 years old? And what do you do with the mower now that you've got? That you
Are we
bought with
talking
chip
like a
money?
home tractor? Because we just bought the tractor.
That was one, this last meeting or the meeting before the one we got the grant
The
for?
August meeting.
There's one we have a grant for.
That one hasn't been ordered yet. This would
Okay.
be the,
This is
Just
just
the mower.
the mower, not the.
19, was it 19 or 17,000?
17, you know.
That's what I was gonna fire tonight
I
on.
would be really inquiring on that before you use CHIPS money for that. I just think very, very poor habit to get into, using CHIPS money to buy equipment. It has to have 10-year life
That's all required. What did we buy the last mower with that chip money? If that's the case, we got to sit on it for another 2 years before we can get rid of it. That's-
Yep,
I don't remember what,
like the problem we had with the truck. We used CHIPS money, and we had to sit on that truck for 10 years. I think that was all I had, 'cause I was wondering why we paid for 10 grand for roadside mowing when we were.
I know.
at the town.
I was gonna say,
Like they were gonna pay us for roadside mowing. Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Greg can help me clarify that, 'cause I think.
Yeah, because I was thinking we don't do it long.
I was gonna say,
Wow, I was like,
say, I don't get any mowing up there.
so it was the mulch for the paving we did.
Yes, yes,
Okay, for the shoulders.
yes.
Okay.
That will be fixed in that.
Anyone else? Good questions.
Good clarifications.
Yeah. Oh, and then, I wrote myself another note.
Well, one thing about the chip money is I went on the website this last week and looked it up. There's a lot of restrictions in how you spend
A
that
lot
money.
of restrictions on CHIPS funding. I mean, a lot.
I thought Walt had told me you checked on that. I'll
No,
check.
but it is 10 years. She is correct.
Yeah, I know it's 10 years, but I thought
You're
checked
eating
with-
it for 10, whatever
Yeah.
you do. If it's either road repair, if it's equipment, or whatever it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, let me ask, what happens if you put gravel, you use chip money to gravel a gravel road?
I cannot do that.
That's what I do.
Cannot use
So
the
you really can't do that
gravel.
for shoulder. You can use it for shoulder money, but the second time around, you have to do it in 10 years.
You can't touch that road again for 10 years. Once we sign off on it and you complete your CHIPS form at the end of the year, if they close that project, that's closed for 10 years. If they leave it open-ended, like maybe you're gonna continue to do work on it.
No, if you have to do repairs after you, in, say, 7 years, does that come
That's gonna
back?
have to come out of your general.
That's what I mean, it comes out of the actual
Yeah.
general fund. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes from August 2021.
I make a motion that we approve those minutes with corrections.
Second?
Second.
You can do next one. All in favor? Approval of the financial report for August 2021. Motion? Gilbert? Second. All in favor? Audit of bills, vouchers number 203 to 230 in the general account for $10,771.30. Vouchers number 85 to 96 in the highway account for $149,005.24. And vouchers number 16 to 17 to the VHLS account for $3,318.14. On your audit for VHLS, make a note that the bill for the insurance company is actually going to Goodnow Insurance. Not the, it's not going directly to New York Central Mutual. Motion to approve those bills.
I make a motion we approve the bills with corrections.
Second? Gilbert, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, review of budget report, we don't have anything. Correspondence, we got, annual request from the Daughters of the American Revolution. She passed the proclamation. They can include that in your packet. Please tell me it's not either. Because I can't find it. It says, whereas September 17th, 2021 marks the 230th 4th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas public law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore I, by virtue of the authority vested in me as town supervisor of the town of Hopkinton, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. And ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideas of the framers of the Constitution and in 1787 by vigilantly protecting freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. So I need a motion to approve the proclamation.
I make a motion that we approve this proclamation.
Second.
I'll second.
Rick, second. All in favor? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Old business. Update on the USDA financing for the plow truck and the boom mower. I met with Attorney Linden last week, so he's preparing the resolution that will be put in the paper. Has to go for 30 days, and then we can finalize paperwork with the USDA. But I do need a motion to accept the funding from USDA. That's for we're getting $130,000 for the boom mower, and then we're doing the loan for the truck, $214,000. Motion? At a low interest rate too. Somebody please motion, because it's been ordered. The truck has been ordered, not the boom mower.
The question I have on the boom mower before we go purchase it, is that what the incoming highway superintendent feels that he wants? We don't even know what we're accepting, we don't know the name, we don't know nothing.
I thought I gave you all that a couple months
So
ago.
you left on your desk, I forgot it.
I don't have it with me, but it's, yeah.
I don't think we ever made a motion to accept it to begin with. Purchase of the
For
mower.
the boom mower, I think we did.
All right.
I don't,
It's gonna be a Kubota tractor.
What's that?
It's a Kubota tractor.
I mean, now's the time if you don't want to go through with it.
Well, I think we got, it's a grant, if you don't go through, we lose out on it.
Lose $130,000. I mean, it's really not costing the town directly for it. It's $120,000. So we got the extra 10 to play with.
What do you think, Gilbert? We need a new boom mower, or?
The boom mower, according to the highway superintendent, we do.
No.
Mine is that the one that he says we can't get parts to, right? That was the other mower.
No.
The boom mower that we have now is more, it's just more.
No, going back to street air.
We, I think we're done with it. Just had it on all the time. It's not heavy enough for the job that it does. You can't use it, you can't use it, if it's raining out, you can't use it for snow on the ground because it all up. This is not one place to do that. It's honestly free money. It's not costing anything, I don't know why you don't know.
I think the mower's correct. The idea is correct, I just don't know if it's the right mower he's putting on it.
I asked about
You can
that.
get the mowers that's got the drill, the plumb, the flails on it.
I asked about that, and that mower just ahead alone is $60,000 or $80,000. And it won't do as, there's something about it, it takes such a big tractor, so run that, because I know what you're talking about, because it's just too much for that tractor. Then you gotta go up at least 2 more tractor cycles, if not 3, to get the weight and the power to turn it. It's very nice, it would be very nice to have that, it would be a huge difference, but it's not feasible on that. I looked, trust me, I looked into it, I looked at it, do a nice job.
But this other one, it takes no labor when you're done. This one, you still got branches and everything to clean up off the road. And one does a cleaner job than the other.
I'm gonna say that.
No big of a branch for it, clean.
You can cut it 6 inch branches with the one we have now, and that's all he does. The one Ricky's talking about, when you're done, you got nothing but mulch on the ground. But that much money for just that head is a lot.
I have a question. I'm very so, this is the boom mower, and then you're talking about another mower, which I'm supposed that's just roadside mowing mower. And then you got the boom mower, which is on an arm, right, that you go down the road and it looks like a war zone after you get done, correct? Just wondering, so only the mower, we don't need a tractor? We have a new tractor.
No, the roadside mower will just go behind the tractor. The boom mower has to be on the tractor.
Well, Hopkinton's got one towed behind, and they got the boom on the same tractor, doing them both as they go. I'm not saying that, I just saw that. the other day. What?
Where's the one?
And is this a loan or a grant?
For the boom mower, it's a grant.
You got a tractor and a mower, and that's, it actually 10,000 towards the truck, if I'm correct on this grant?
Yes. Because we're getting 130,000. Waiting for a motion or?
The truck we gotta go through anyway.
I don't know.
We decided on the truck.
The truck was 100%, then the mower got thrown into the writing of the grant. and
Right,
all that.
because we could get,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you already pass those?
I thought we did,
Didn't you
but
already pass both of them in July?
Yeah, I think it's July minutes with me, so.
I don't have to, I
I thought you passed it in July.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's done then.
I thought you had passed the new USDA grant and home.
I think we had discussed it, but I don't think we ever approved the USDA grant.
I'm
Or
pretty-
no,
I'm
We
pretty
did for
sure
the
you
truck,
did.
but not for the mower.
I believe we had done the financial part of it to figure out how much grant was worth. We did approve the board with it, if I remember right.
That's what
We
I,
hadn't gotten with USDA to see how much they were gonna allow.
right, I was waiting to hear back.
Because you needed, not a purchase agreement, but, I think it was something from the code.
Yeah, I needed all the write-up
And
and
I
everything.
know that's where you guys stopped.
And I needed to get other quotes from banks, which I did, and they came in the lowest.
I mean, you've already approved.
We've approved the purchase of
You've already
the,
ordered the truck, so why would you want to give away, not go after the $130,000? It's a grant, it's not possible, I don't understand why you wouldn't want that.
It's still tax money. It doesn't matter if it's coming out of your right pocket, this is coming out of your left pocket.
Right, but if we don't get it here, the next guy over there's getting it, so it's going to somebody, why not take it and get it?
We've already ordered the truck. I think we need to go forward with this grant. I make a motion to purchase.
I just got one hypothetical question. You pulled the tractor out of the grant if you rewritten, could we get more off the truck?
probably all we would get off the truck would be 50,000. Because it's not, the total figure isn't that much.
So if we pull the tractor, we'll probably get the truck down to it. We have a $50,000 grant on the truck.
Possibly.
But they
They may tell us you're not getting anything because we've already done the paperwork.
Okay, I
Yeah,
have a
just-
hypothetical.
Yeah, I don't know. I was excited to get $130,000 in grant, but
You already got it, I guess I make the motion to accept it.
Debbie made a motion, so are
I
you?
guess I'll second it.
Well, I don't want to talk you into it, but I thought this was all done. I just needed something in writing that we accept the USDA proposal.
What are we gonna do with the other tractor move on?
That would have to go up to bid. That's,
So what are we doing with the other brush mower?
that's what we did.
Question for your highway superintendent.
Yeah, but I think you need to hold the purchase on that one until you find out if we pay.
Well, I'm not ordering the boom mower until.
No, I meant that the other brush mower needs to be held until we find out we paid for the original one, the chip one.
It's already been ordered.
Don't worry, somebody will take it if you don't take it. I'm just saying, we gotta sit on the other one for 2 years, because we can't do nothing with it. That's money we could put somewhere else.
Here's, I gotta check into that and see where we.
And Waldorf, I was told, do carry parts, because it's a wood deal. I was told that, drag those in a place where we can get parts, and we can get them in here.
So I have a motion from Debbie, a second from Rick. All in favor? Gee, I thought the other stuff would be tough. Holy cow. Okay, Gilbert, last meeting you had brought up selling the land up on Sandamont Road. I checked with Lyndon on it. We would need to prepare a resolution. It would have to have a permissive referendum. We'd also need to set the price in the resolution. And in order to do that, we have to have it appraised. And since it's municipal, we have to have a certified appraiser. Couldn't go below what the certified appraiser sets it at, and a certified appraiser is going to be about $1,500.
You can't just put that out for bid.
No,
No, last time we didn't go through all that, did we?
yes, you did.
We did? Okay.
Any town property you sell.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
What's it assessed for?
I can't remember, but it's probably not much more than 1,500, a couple thousand. It sounds awful high though for an appraisal. Sounds awful high price for an appraisal.
I'm just going by what he,
Yeah.
because it has to be, I don't know, if it's a specialized one or whatever.
I got a couple friends that already want me to ask them what they would charge. Just in case.
Go ahead. We can- I was just reporting on what Roger was telling me. So, we'll just leave it
Leave it.
for now. Okay, the Lake Azonia culvert. We met with, did we meet with Don Chambers before our last board meeting?
No, after.
It was after?
It was after.
So had, Don Chambers, the county highway superintendent, come out and look at it. And he said, yes, it's bad, but not bad enough, we don't need to shut it down immediately. But we do need to look into getting it done. So he gave me a name of an engineer to contact out of Watertown. It's Barton and Judas, yes. And so they happened to be in the area the next day, so they went and they looked at it. He called me back and he said, not as bad as we thought. It does need some things. He said, mostly, he said, like, he thinks we're panicking is because of the railing, and it's all rusted, and the cement is breaking off. He said you can fix that right away by just putting a barrier there and doing the bridge so it's one lane.
It is one.
I know, that's what I said. Like, okay. But he's also going to come up and look at it again this week and I asked if he could do an actual proposal so we would know what we're looking at. So he's going to come this week and do that. I did run it by Roger. We don't have to bid that out. So I gave him the go-ahead to come up and just give us a preliminary on what we're looking at. And then that way they can tell us exactly what we need to do.
Is it thicker?
Yes, according to him.
Does he feel that part of the excess damage was caused by anything 3 years of the heavy trucks going over?
No. He said it's just age. We haven't touched it in how long?
If you actually want to look when they built it, they used beams when they built it.
Yeah, I don't want that. It's right on that on a regular basis.
The walls are stone, and he said those are all in good shape. There's no, it's just the underneath the beams that are, and he said this is a project that you can do over a period of like 3 years.
Just like the chip money.
Hmm?
Just like for chip money.
Yeah, I know. So,
I like that answer.
so that's where we are
Better
with
than
that.
1 year.
So he should be here this week, yes.
When Seaway opened that gravel pit, they had to have a bond to take to that road.
I don't think it's an actual bond, but it's in the paperwork that they repair any damage to the roads.
So the shoulders all the way up through, they should be liable for it to a certain extent.
Yes, and he is going to, once they're done hauling, he's going to ground up the gravel. So it's
I'm not
better.
sure if their material would do,
He said it will, and he's going to donate it, so.
There's no dirt, it's pure stone construction. So like, he said the same thing, he says gravel, did last time.
yeah, we're putting on the gravel roads, and it's not even binding on the gravel roads.
This is different than that, this is really ground.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he's going to grind it up.
I just know the stuff we're putting on the gravel roads isn't binding, and it's,
He also, I talked to Pat Sunday, whatever, and he also recommended maybe put some calcium or something, put that stuff down, coat it with calcium, and then roll that in. I mean, you drove it into it, or that's what they do with that, it's just like black.
oh, the one thing I was hoping Walt was here tonight, I got thinking about it, and somebody educated me better. Like, you know, the county will put that stone on the road, tar it, stone it. With all this truck traffic, it'd be nice to almost do the labor to that, with all that truck
Chip
traffic.
seal?
Is that what it is?
Oh, chips, yeah. They're gonna do the bridge down here.
The one by the cemetery.
No, big bridge going across the river, you wanna get it, there you go. Someone's all in the ground, and,
Yeah.
I didn't know if that'd be something. We should look at doing those.
Really, really quick, it doesn't last very long. I personally think it's a waste of money, because it just pulls it out the road.
Well, that and for all that.
Right, so, we're just gonna plow all that stone that's in the garage, or in and out,
Yeah.
that'll be in the river here in
Yep.
a couple months.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's better than the original.
Yeah.
Nightmare we thought.
I know. I mean, we don't have the exact price yet, but I'm hoping that Don Chambers is off on that. He told us 750,000. I was gonna have a heart attack. Couldn't breathe there for a few minutes. Okay, so that was the update on that, so I'll keep everyone informed when he comes up with this report. I'm gonna move one item from the new business up to old business, because I put it in the wrong spot. We need to do a revised resolution to pay off the truck. So, I need a motion, it was all in the packet, so motion to approve the revised resolution to use the funds from the equipment reserve of $129,046.40.
I'll make a motion if that's it.
Rick made a motion, second.
I'll second.
Debbie seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Good, I've gotten out of the way. And we'll have it wrote down. The local law for opting out of the retail dispensaries and on-site consumption. We had questions last month. I sent you all an article that we had found. And it does tell in here about the percentage and how much. So did that answer your questions? And do we want to move forward with this or table it again? I know we had one person that didn't want us to opt out.
I've had more people come to me that don't want to opt out than
That don't want to?
that don't want to. I wish more people would speak, but I've had more people wanting to.
To stay in? Really?
Like I said, I got an education the other night that I did not want, and I got one.
Education's always good, Rick. Come on.
If the teacher was factual.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I personally just don't understand
Because you can.
why we wouldn't opt out now, because you can always opt back in.
It was your neighbor that was educating me.
I can guess which neighbor.
I think it's wiser to opt out and see what transpires.
That's-
Because you only have till December to opt out. After that, you're stuck.
You're stuck in.
But you can opt back in anytime.
But I was also told by this educator that it's $250,000 to file for a permit to be a dispenser.
I haven't read that in any article.
No.
I just,
I can tell you after the
I don't
last
know.
meeting, my frustration was that it's late. And I can honestly tell you, I went on the New York State website and read just about everything there was on there. We don't opt out. Your lives are going to be a nightmare trying to regulate if a dispensary wants.
Well, I want to know who's going to monitor collection of sales tax
Exactly.
and all the sales tax reports. I mean, there are towns way bigger than us opting out of this, way bigger.
It's just not set up yet. And New York State even
Opt-out.
I said that last month. so-
I think they're putting the cart before the horse. They haven't even written the law yet.
And they even say it on their website.
You like that?
Really, if you don't even know what you're doing, why are you putting this out there?
And I think that's why they're giving the town the
Yeah.
option to opt out, is because they're not ready yet, that it was hastily done.
Right.
And that it doesn't mean it's not a good thing, it just means they aren't ready to regulate, so how can the town be ready to regulate?
Right.
If you need it, you can go to the res. Every other building is selling it down here. Every building
Absolutely.
being built to sell it.
And some of those people that were educated, who were probably some of those people go to the rest.
Right. Go to the
Just
rest.
as FYI.
Comment on that one.
I mean, I know other places are saying that they don't think that it would generate that much income at all. It'd just be a bigger headache. Like Watertown and other places that I listen to on the news, it's like they don't want any part of it.
I don't think one here can compete with the rest, to be honest with you.
No.
I think they'd be out of business in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because you can get gas there too. And your cigarettes, yeah.
Cigarettes and
I
the
think,
salt.
I think you opt out unless something the universe changes.
I
I
think
think we should opt out and wait and see what the regulations are, and then opt back in.
So do you need to set up, need to set a public meeting for that then?
They already had that.
Oh, you had it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
A motion to opt out?
I make a motion that we opt out of the cannabis sale.
Second? Gilbert seconds, all in favor? Aye.
Finally. Sorry.
Something's going on. Okay, supervisor update. Well, between my meetings with the attorney, trying to work on the budget, finding the engineer, it's been busy. I think I covered everything else before.
And you wanted to do drink soda.
Oh, where was that?
Well, we didn't have it in because I hadn't gotten it. You got it to me this afternoon.
Okay, oh, you only sent it to me.
Yeah, I know.
We replaced Dave Perry.
Oh, yes, we do, yes. All right, so legislators meetings, 36 resolutions, 5 modifications to the budget, 20 agreements, contracts to be signed, of which were 5 grants, resolution authorizing the filling of vacancies, 6 positions, resolution dedicating a plaque on the Jones Road Bridge in Hopkinton for Dennis Moran, who tragically passed away from an accident near the bridge. We had a resolution proclaiming the week of September 17th to the 23rd as Constitution Week. Resolution proclaiming September 4th as National Wildlife Day. Resolution proclaiming September 12th to the 18th as National Arts and Education Week. Resolution adopting the legal arguments of the omnibus brief by amicus by Arizona and 25 similar states in the matter of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association. Resolution setting a date for a public hearing for a proposed local law setting the salary for the county attorney, $158,000. Resolution tabled supporting Sylvia Lake with their milfoil reduction efforts. Resolution authorizing a moratorium on funding invasive species in St. Lawrence County. Resolution conveying property to the town of Pine for the delinquent taxes. A resolution proclaiming September as National Recovery Month. And a resolution affirming Jolene Munger as the interim director of public health. Any questions? Contact us. Okay, that was it for my supervisor update. Code is not here, but he's been busy. How much is he brought in this?
Well, this today brought in $600. And permits, so.
We're doing good there. Assessor.
Okay, the St. Lawrence County Assessors Association held a September monthly training session by Zoom again. Topics that were discussed, but not limited to, are as follows. County foreclosure auction, the upcoming classes for continuing education, the Assessors Association Fall Conference, which this year is going to be Niagara Falls, the new school tax rates, and the computer program updates. Our special equalization rate is 99.37. The rate should be used for exemption purposes. It may change for use on all programs in 2022. The total taxable value increases increased by 8.060 million, approximately 7%, which will make a reduced tax rate for 1,000 assessed value. Our budget for 2022 hasn't been established yet for the town, but the budget officer is working on it now. You are working on it.
You did.
Hello, Wall. Tax rates for the schools are as follows. St. Lawrence Central is $20.74 per thousand. It's a decrease of 51 cents a thousand. Parish of Hopkinton is $16.70 per thousand, a decrease of 17 cents per thousand. And St. Regis Falls is $18.17, a decrease of 49 cents per thousand. Lisa Cicerelli, who has been working on our town mapping with Jim Race, will be taking over the Hopkinton mapping details and establishing emergency 911 numbers for the properties here in Hopkinton. All Board of Assessment review findings have been recorded at real property in Canton and are installed in the 2021 tax assessment roll. There were 70 decreased assessments and 7 without a change. 3 of those 7 were Slick Network Solutions, and they are proceeding to Supreme Court to fight that. 1 out of the 7 was a correction of errors. Real Property Office had the acreage incorrect on 1 parcel. And again, I've been installing completed inventory on computer files along with address changes, building permit construction, and property transfers.
Alan, we got a big packet in today from their attorneys on that Slick. So I don't think you got a copy of it.
No.
I'll just leave it for you. I'm not copying it like that thick.
Nice.
I started to look through it and said, oh, this is boring.
Just send it to Lyndon.
Send it to Lyndon, the whole thing.
Sure. Because he'll handle the whole thing.
I'll just send him the first couple pages. That's what he told me to do last time, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Questions for Alan? Library.
They've heard a new way. The other one, the big one is, he's going to school, it's not going to be around as much as instead of the Steve did iron.
Yeah, but it's not going to change the budget.
No, no.
Museum?
I'm still trying to catch David. I got keys now, I got my keys, so we're in good shape now.
You had them that one day, but we couldn't.
I had them, I was texting everybody trying to find keys.
Oh, I don't have a key there. Highway and safety. replace 4 culvert pipes on the Sylvan Falls Road, stockpiled 96 loads of gravel at the barn donated by Pat Carmen, put gravel on the Fletcher Road, hauled blacktop for Colton and Pierpont, patched potholes on the Santa Mountain Road and Sylvan Falls Road, cut the shoulders on the Sylvan Falls Road, hauled sand for Lawrence, and mowed the roadsides. Town facilities.
I got nothing.
We haven't bought anything this month.
No?
Well, it's gonna start for October, yeah.
Right, the town hall would be,
Which
will
Town hall is gonna be, well, this weekend is, he started.
Okay, all right.
But other than that,
Okay. I guess we'll be ready for one. There you go. Well, it's
other than food pantry.
great, and it'll be good to get income coming in. No water problem? Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Good thing you mentioned that. We failed the water test again. I have Cornerstone coming Monday at 9 o'clock, talking to them about the UV system. So he's gonna come and look at it. He also said that because we keep failing even after we've shocked it, he said it could be a crack in the roll casing. So they're gonna come up and do a preliminary visit and see if they can make sure that that's not what it is.
Can you use your COVID funding for that?
I worked for a boss for about 10 years, and his solution to everything was, just go ahead and do it, we'll fight it out when they find out. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Permission after.
That's right.
See, but that's what I just told you, man.
Yeah, he doesn't go by
A
those.
lot of marriages end that way.
Yeah. Greg just told Jeff to do that, and I said,
It's a
don't
little
try it.
different with government too.
So yes, so hopefully we can, and I do think if we put the UV system in, that the COVID money does pay for that. Even though I keep asking everyone, where are their guidelines? I even asked Roger Linden, and he's like, no idea.
I keep getting emails on all these
All
things
these-
that you're gonna watch and,
But they're all surveys.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they're not
last
actually,
one was a
they're not
survey.
really giving us any information. It's-
So how much did you get from the COVID thing?
We haven't gotten anything.
Yes.
So the number
Oh,
keeps
yeah,
decreasing.
oh.
We, what?
It keeps decreasing.
We got 52,000, 53,000, somewhere in there. And we've set up a special account, so.
When we started out with 120,
That's over 2 years though.
Yeah, it's over 2 years.
110 it was supposed to.
110.
Yeah. And we did get half. And then I got a letter saying, oh, these people didn't want it, so we can give you another 400. It's like, I'll take it. So, yeah.
So that has to be used for town purposes?
Yes.
So
For,
do you do with COVID-related things,
it
or?
doesn't have to be COVID related, but it has to benefit the town. And it can't be something that you're gonna have to make payments on in a year.
So you can take some of that money and use it to buy stuff for any town entity, as long as it was needed.
Like what?
Stuff for, like you said, for here and other buildings.
Well, I think it would have to be like medical supplies in here.
You
Public
can-
health?
Well, the UV will be because that,
Well,
yeah, the health issue.
Have we got Google for you?
No, I think we'll look at with him. So, I'm assuming that it'll pay for this.
Just put a bathroom in it and pour it back in the park. So we don't have to porta potty.
Porta potty there?
Actually have running water and to wash your hands. So they can tear pieces. Well, it should, yeah, I mean, yeah, we need something down there, I agree.
It should be down in the picnic area.
In the picnic area,
yeah.
The reason I asked you is a while back, you guys had talked about the AEDs in the town facilities.
Doing what?
The AEDs that you were gonna put in the town facilities.
Oh. I probably would.
They're $1,323 to register. Just in case you're wondering. And they ship free.
Good idea.
Nobody said anything more about the grant, I was just wondering if that was something you Somebody was going to get a grant from the AED, but it never went.
For the town?
Yeah, I think,
Oh.
it's popular or whatever. Don't put that.
Yeah. Rescue, I have no report. BHLS Health Center?
We had a meeting and the doctor paid August, money and, so that was like 2 checks we got, but we have to pay the insurance and we paid that before. And we paid here. And we looked at these in the doctor's office. One support has loosened up. The way it looks, it's only 5 foot. There's a whole thing new with it, so it might not be, that was it.
What's the status of getting rid of that building? Oh, we can't get rid of it for years.
The lease.
Why?
Gives us a year to convince the dentist.
Oh, they took it in lease.
We thought, we were told it ended this year, but it was an error.
Wait, if you want, you'll probably.
To buy it? Oh, you don't think?
I don't think so.
I don't think he likes this too much.
You know, we like that.
Heard that from him.
Glad you're not recording this.
I'll have to bleep that out. What?
That's a little darn, but I don't know.
Groundskeeper, I think I mentioned before, we had 2 applicants and one didn't really fit the need. And so Debbie and I met with Jamie McGraw, who lives over on Curtis Street, and he was interested in the job and was interested in the pay. And so we hired him. Got paperwork done, and he's already mowed, how many times?
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 times.
And painted our new picnic
Yeah, painted
tables
our
upright.
picnic tables.
So,
Hope he sturdied them up too.
he might have, I don't know, I saw him doing them, but I didn't see.
So we did purchase 3 picnic tables, they were on sale at Lowe's. And how come, they gave us a discount, I can't remember why.
Because when you pitch them all enough, they will get just like that. Well, I picked them off and they were just wobbly, and 1/4 was shorter than the other, and we pissed them all the time, guys, take 40% off or whatever, or about 10% off.
You got 10% off.
So we're gonna send them all.
But I stopped in for, I screwed them all together, take them
Oh,
off.
you did?
Yeah, they were falling apart. When we put them all back, and you must paint them, the supports on the bottom are falling off, so we put a shit ton of screws in them. Should be good to know.
Oh, good, thank you.
Well, they do look nice.
Yeah.
It's a good addition.
You know, when you meet with the electrician, we need to do something about those lights in the park too. I'd like them to work.
Not come on during the day. And not come on, and not work.
I mean, that's not a big rush, they've been like that for, since we put them in, but,
There's just something wrong with that tower.
oh, yeah.
There's something wrong there.
Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're on. You just never know.
And speaking of the park, where are we with the signs?
We're still waiting for the man to give us the approval of the red one. We haven't heard words.
The others, when
We
they're
have
ready,
ready, the other ones
are, like, you know, we sent a
are
picture,
for what?
right, but the picture of the bicentennial sign is supposed to be identical to what's
Right.
there. And when he sent it, it was not, so.
I know that's to Mike, right?
Like, yes.
I know his wife and son had COVID, so
Oh, well.
that may have put them,
And,
because we had a little itty bitty sign made for the courtroom, and they kept forgetting to let me know it was ready, so finally I said, okay, I'll meet you in Canton, you can just give it to me. She forgot to bring it over to Canton, and she said, oh, we're in a mess because they were out. But, so, okay, I was just wondering. That's it for committees. New business, we need to appoint a member to the Board of Review, and Jim Lyon was appointed for the rest of the year,
Yeah, no, so,
to the end of this
so
year.
the end of this month.
Oh, end of this month.
To replace David Haynes when you,
Okay, so now we need
resign.
to, motion to appoint him 5-year term, correct?
Correct.
I make a motion that we appoint James Lyons to the review.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Okay, last month we had discussed the insurance report, and one of the recommendations that we needed to do was to have a local law on highway defects. So I took what they gave us and printed it out, sent everyone a copy. So if you're in agreement with a copy, we need to set a public hearing on this. Do you have any questions on what it says? Basically, it says that someone complains, we have to have it in writing to the highway superintendent or the town clerk.
That happened, right?
That's what it says. That's what they,
Section 2.
yeah. Well, he says that the town superintendent shall transmit in writing to the town clerk.
Okay.
Yes,
See,
but they have.
He can receive a verbal complaint, but he has to give it submitted, right?
no,
No,
it's
it
after the
says
receipt of all
written-
written notices.
Yeah.
He has to get a written notice.
You have
And then
a
he-
local law called prior notice.
We what?
We did a local law many years ago called prior notice law. And it was where somebody had a pothole, they had to notify. It was really short paragraph, so we really have to.
And I didn't,
Prior notice.
The flag.
So it's, I'm sure it needed, it's like,
Yeah.
up that, it was like one little paragraph, so needed updating, because it was so long time ago.
So, okay, so we need to set a public hearing anyway, so do we want to do it at the October meeting?
Yeah, I think it should, it is,
Yeah.
I make a motion that we set a public hearing for the October meeting for the notice of highway defect.
Second? Rick, second, all in favor? We already did the payoff. Next is on the, our code enforcement had asked us to come up with a law on the junk vehicles, trash. Local law to prohibit outdoor storage of junk or dismantled vehicles, rubbish, trash, debris, including garbage. We said it would be easier for him to cite people if we had.
He's going to be a very busy man.
Yeah.
He's going to be very busy, because you can't just pick out one person and pick on.
Yep.
So you guys are not allowing him to be the judge of what somebody's considered junk and what's not?
Actually, no, it's written in law what is considered junking, what isn't.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
It's okay. It's actually written in here, what they consider junking, what they don't.
Actually, it's based on the state law, codes law, and all he's done, instead of putting it in 4 or 5 different laws, it's in one. So it's easier when it goes before the judge. It's not, that was the whole purpose of that. That's how he explained it to us. Am I right? Yep. So he's just making the law easier, but you're right, he will be very busy.
Do you have another copy of that?
So that's good.
We have to have a hearing on this before we do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my next question. Do we want to have a meeting, another one in October, or do we want to wait till November for that one?
Well, we're going to be talking.
Gilbert's like, wait till January. February.
So the first hearing we had was going to be 2 minutes. This one may take longer.
It may, yeah.
Probably just Zoom it after we're done. But yeah, think differently.
You're gonna have a hearing on the budget too?
Yeah, I mean,
So we're gonna kick that to November then.
Good luck with that.
Do what in November?
Or you want to wait to this in November?
Oh, the public.
When are you doing the budget?
We'll be talking about that later, we're talking about the latter part of October's own meeting. So it wouldn't conflict with the October board meeting.
Right.
Well, it doesn't have to be that.
Oh.
No, I'm saying I'm just showing you when we don't have to.
Okay. A motion to set the public meeting for, you want to wait until November on this one?
If the budget's gonna be a separate meeting anyway, it's not like it's gonna be two, 3 lengthy things, right? It's just,
We can, yeah.
well, this one law on the highway defect is gonna take us any time, like Ricky said. And this one is probably, it's gonna be the pushback.
You have any dates on when the tentative budget's gonna be presented and?
We're gonna talk about that.
Next. Oh, no, that's 2 more. I'm sorry.
So I think that maybe we just do it in October and just get it just straight out of the way. I make a motion, I'm sorry. I make a motion that we, have a public hearing on the local law for the outdoor storage of junk, dismantled vehicles, et cetera, et cetera.
And our outdoor.
Yeah.
Second? Rick, seconds, all in favor? Okay. Resolution for the JCAP. We don't know what we're asking for yet, but we need a resolution at a regular town board meeting of the Hopkinton Town Board, St. Lawrence County on September 20th. Town board agrees to authorize the Hopkinton Town Court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 2021-2022 grant cycle. It's a justice grant. I don't know exactly what it stands for.
Justice Court Assistance Program.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep her in line. 32 years she's got it. So a motion to approve, to apply for the JCAP. Gilbert made the motion, second. Debbie seconds, all in favor? Okay. Oh, Vicki, I'm gonna slip one more thing in. The assessor needs a new computer.
Oh,
He has the money in his equipment fund. We'd like to get it this year. Because if we don't, then we're gonna have to buy a new window at the town office because I know that laptop is gonna
Just
go.
go flying through it.
Going out.
So a motion to approve the assessor computer. I believe we got a price for 500.
I think Eric said something like, the one for Stockholm, we got like 579 or something.
Okay, so we'll asking for a motion to purchase the assessor computer not to exceed 600.
As long as the addition button doesn't work.
Hmm?
As long as the addition button doesn't work.
So this includes all of your software and everything that you need on it?
It should, according to what he's saying.
Okay, I make a motion that we not go over $650. Yep.
Second?
I'll say.
Well, Ian, give it to Gilbert. Okay, now the 2022 budget process. Working on it. The highway is a little high. It's got a,
gotta be. We spend.
with what?
It's spend.
I
It's
know.
like money that's not even budgeted.
And I'm trying to build in money with the Lake Zoning culvert. So,
86,000 is just money, you can carry just money over. And you can use it within.
yeah, So hopefully I'll have the tentative figures put together, but I'd like to hold a work session so we can go over it before we do the public hearing. So tentative budget to the town clerk has to be to him by September 30th.
September 30th?
Yeah. So can we do a meeting at, we can do Monday the 27th or Wednesday the 29th. Wednesday,
I'm good with the thing.
either way, Gilbert? How about Wednesday? Gives me more time to. Do you want to, can you do earlier, Rick, or is it hard for you to get here at
What time's earlier?
like 6:30?
Who's
6:30? Wednesday at 6:30. Motion to hold a work session on Wednesday, 29th at 6:30. Yep. Okay.
I make a motion.
I make a motion. Sorry. So that way we can get it, and then we can have the public hearing, and then vote on it. We have until Monday, November 15th. Is that when it has to be?
Yes.
And when's our November meeting? The 18th?
Or no, November.
Oh, November
Is the 15th.
is the 15th.
Oh, that's the
That was, yeah, that's right. That wasn't the date it had to be with us.
Okay. That is all I have. Privilege of the floor again.
I just don't see where you ever approved a boom mower. I read through the July minutes, there was never mention of a boom mower in there.
That's because she hadn't, that's like I said, she hadn't gotten an appraisal to get to the bank to see if it was the fund was gonna be available.
So
They
there's
didn't
no
approve the-
approval of purchasing a boom mower.
Right. So when you look into the purchase of the truck, and then
Just the truck, right?
Yeah, truck and then that, the mower, practical roadside mower. In July, I read the July minutes, it wasn't in there. And last month they approved the grass mower.
Yeah,
That's, but no boom mower.
the first one was supposed to have been the home, or the second one we're talking about was the.
Not in the minutes.
I know, that's not.
Like,
Oh,
it was June or.
we beat it to death.
The boom mower, I know
It was June or
Yeah.
May or something, but.
Actually, more the other mower got the stuff, the boom mower, I didn't even know till tonight really what manufacturer it was, so. Well, this is contaminated.
That's very true. So, okay, then we haven't adjourned yet, so we can discuss the boom mower. If you don't want it, I can call USDA and say, remove the boom mower.
And how much is the boom mower?
Boom mower is $120,000. And they were gonna give us $130,000. What's your pleasure? I could have swore we did, but.
Can you ask them if we pull the boom mower out, what would we get for the truck, or they tell us if we don't know until after the fact?
I think they would have to redo their, oh God, I have to go through all
So
of
how
that.
much of this grant is the truck and how much is the boom mower?
We told you already.
The boom mower is $120,000.
I know that, but is the grant going to cover the whole cost?
130.
Grant is $130, so yes, it does.
And the truck,
The truck is 200
and how much grant money are you getting towards the truck?
10,000.
whatever's left over.
Whatever's left.
Yes. Gilbert?
Who paid for it?
I mean, it hasn't been ordered, 'cause I wouldn't do it until we had.
I'm just looking over Deb's minutes from last month. Debbie did make a motion to buy the mower.
Which mower?
Oh, okay, that
Yeah, that was just the.
That was the other one.
The grass.
was the other, okay. I just, yeah, that's, yeah.
For 17.
Yeah, I'm just, okay, that, yeah, it was that, okay. I'm looking over her minutes real quick, just to make sure it wasn't anything during last month, that's the only time.
At the same time, we were discussing purchase when we brought from the table.
Yeah, that's.
Pickup, right.
Yeah, there were several things floating around.
Yeah.
It probably just got lost in all of it.
I
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
discussion, different things will come up, and you start talking about it, and then don't end up.
Yeah.
Are we still at the privilege of the floor?
What's that, Luke?
Are we still at the privilege of the floor?
No, well, we will go back to that. I won't forget you.
Okay.
We're
Does
back
it
on
have to do with the mower?
We're back.
It does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
I find it very interesting that retired people that don't have to get up and go to work every day, that don't have to drive their kids to school up and down roads, are the ones that are picking on the highway department for all these itsy bitsy, teeny weeny things. Your roads are very important. It's the most important thing that your town does. You've got lots of people that have to work. Remember, early in the morning, 6 o'clock, get up, drive long ways to places. And you are picking on the highway department.
No,
Picking.
No, she's not. No, I am
not.
not. She's just making sure that we're following the right procedures, which is a good check for us.
But all this stuff about you've got 2 wretched pickup trucks that don't run, and you're giving them all kinds of hell about buying a pickup truck for the highway department.
No, I'm not.
For the guys that work.
Not one word about pickup truck.
No, no one has mentioned.
That has been the last couple of weeks.
That was last month. Yes, we did discuss and we.
And I wasn't even here last month, so.
We tabled that.
I'm just finding it very interesting that people that don't know anything about running the roads are finding all this fault with the budgeting for the highway department. And that the one person who really does work for the highway department is, the supervisor isn't here, and the one guy that works there is trying to explain what they're requesting. These are tools the people need to maintain the roads. What's the most important thing that you do in Hopkinton? It's your roads.
I found it.
Okay.
I found it. It was in the plow, on the May 17th, 2021.
Oh.
May meeting, it was a discussion on the plow truck purchase, and in it, and the future need for a boom mower. And it was all discussed and approved to put that in the USDA. So it was under the plow truck purchase in the May 2021.
Thank you.
Not to go away from that, we agreed to add it into the grant to see what we would get.
Shut up, Rick. No.
To get back to you, Lou, on the other hand, if you propose everything that has been proposed to us to get for the town, we're over $400,000 in expenditures this year for equipment.
Well, the
So
highway,
somewhere along the line, you gotta pick and choose, you have to draw a line. What is a need and what is a want?
if something's worn out and they need it to maintain the
All
road.
I'm saying is we gotta have a list of needs and wants. What do you need and what do you want? At 400,000, you can't just spend 400,000 on equipment in 1 year.
Yeah, but if they're gonna give you a grant of
And I agree with you.
$130,000 for this
And I agree with you
boom mower,
100% on that.
then you need to take it.
I'm just saying it's 400,000 between pickups, mowers, trucks, tractors.
You
So,
also have to remember that this town is mainly retired people, and it is on the backs of the retirees, and that is who we are thinking of. And yes, there is a grant, but we still are paying that as a taxpayer in our federal taxes. It is not free money. in this world is free.
So we can pass it in May, so we can have the discussion.
All I wanted to know is if you
No
have
problem,
a
Dana.
motion,
I got you.
action to buy a more.
So how about you run for court? You need supervisor.
No.
Okay, anything else? Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy to
Thank
look
you
it up
for
for you.
bringing that to our attention, however.
Anything else from the floor? Yes.
On the brighter side, these guys working on Beauty Road today.
Yep.
Cutting back the shoulders is excellent. It really looks good. Not done yet, but, you know, really looks good. You know, actually the road's higher than the side of the road.
Jesus, don't blow them up too much, we've been beating them down all day.
So I have one question, and the town board, hopefully policies, if, COVID comes back around?
No, I haven't yet. I did find a policy that we have, that we passed previously, and then I got sick and haven't, looked through it.
What was it?
Policy on.
Policy on the COVID is what happens to what the town can do.
A plan,
with the highway
we have to
department.
have a plan B.
Oh.
If they come back, I guess they pay you.
Especially for the winter.
Yeah, because if they shut down the school because they don't have a bus driver, what I've been told,
Yeah.
I think we need to
Yes, we do.
figure something out in a hurry. We're not. We're gonna get rid of it.
Well, if you look at their contract,
the roads.
if you look at their employee contract, there's a provision in there, act of God,
Yep,
where things can be discussed.
but is COVID an act of God or an act of Satan?
The whole week. Did you really say that?
Hey, can you open up your union contract and get that amended?
Can we get,
Can you say or God in there?
I'll have to meet with Jim Hollenbeck and see about that one. But yes, I do plan on.
If it's coming back around as strong as it is, I think we should.
We'll have to look at the COVID plan that we
Yeah, the emergency.
the emergency plan that we did,
Emergency
we'll have to look at the wording in
plan, yeah.
that, because there is that we
Because,
could do
I mean-
earlier this year.
Possibility that all the highwaymen could get it, and then,
And then when you do get something, that's something you could send down that way so we have a chance to look at it, know what's going on.
I would think you'd have to look at it because it's gonna have to go through the union.
Yeah, that's something you should send out.
Yeah. Actually, Ray, would you be interested in sitting on the committee to help me write it?
Would you say German?
Yes, Luke?
One possibility would be retired highway workers in various towns that may be willing to be on a call list.
Yes.
Because I know there's one right on our road, in Parrishville. I hate to say that word in this room, but he was a plow driver, and there's a lot of people that have retired that might want to pick up work.
Right, but we'll have to work that in the plan and run it by the union.
Right, but they may already be in the union, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what happens. when
Once they retire, they're out.
Are they still union members?
Once they get out of the union, then in order to tell Hopkins to hire them, even for that, they would have to go through the background check, drug test, all that.
All that.
Which would be more, on town.
Are they, but if they've been a highway worker before,
You still gotta go through all that.
they
Well,
have to
and we
go
also
through those
don't-
things, but are they still in the union?
No.
No.
They're not. Once they retire, they're out of the union?
And also, we don't know if they still have their CDL license. They
Right,
have given
of
it
course.
up.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to consider, but,
But that's not a bad idea. to look into.
yeah, that's a good idea. Let's have a list of an emergency. Anything else?
Yeah,
Yes.
because, when Walt came in the office the other day, he mentioned that they may need another part-time person for the highway.
Oh, we're bringing the one back that we had last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
What's his name?
And
Ken, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So, he'll work for us. He'll do the part-time for the
Okay,
winter months.
okay,
That's in the, well, at least it's in the budget for the end of December.
okay.
No promises starting January.
he also needs to do the background and drug test too every year.
He what?
You would have to do the drug test and background check.
Again.
Yeah. maybe not the background check, I don't know what that is.
What do you mean?
It still has to be approved by St. Lawrence County, right?
He already is.
He already is,
Right now.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
It
okay.
should be all right there.
Okay.
It's not technically on there.
Anything else?
I don't know if it's relevant or not, but I know with school districts, like retired teachers or whatever, as long as they've had fingerprints or whatever with, you know, and they haven't been more than 365 days since they've worked in the district, they don't have to go through some of those things again. So I don't know if it's relevant to towns or not, but that might be something you'd want to look into.
We'll have to check with the county on that one.
Like if they've been retired less than 1 year,
Right.
then they might not have to.
Yeah, the background check is what we do.
Maybe the county would even do the work for you. If, you know, on a countywide basis, have like a countywide
List.
list of
Right.
substitutes.
If there's nothing else, a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Debbie made a motion, second. Blake second. All in favor?
Yeah.